What's up, Stitches? Welcome to Quilt Church. I'm Krista, and I'm here to show you what I've been stitching and quilting. Let's get started. I have quilting here and I have cross stitch here. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 1 of Quilt Church. This is my new YouTube channel where I'm showing you what I've been up to, quilting and stitching. I'm excited to be here with you guys today, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my crafting and quilting journey. I'm going to tell you why the name of my channel here is called Quilt Church, and then I'm going to show you what I've been working on. So I'm really excited to be here with you today. So I'm Krista. I'm a wife and a daughter and a mother of 2 puppy dogs, Cooper and Charlie, and they're so dang cute. You will absolutely hear them clip-clopping around in my room here. Their little doggy nails on the hardwood floor echoes in my sewing studio. So I'm sure you'll hear a little bit of that. You may hear the occasional barking, but lucky for both you and I at this moment, they're both snoozing on the other side of the camera. So I am a longtime quilter and stitcher. I started quilting and sewing with my mom as a young girl, and really picked up quilting after college. It has been a lovely hobby of mine, and I've just started cross stitching in the last year, and so I've really enjoyed that added craft. It's super nice to sit in the evenings and just stitch. So the reason I named my business Quilt Church is twofold. One, I always feel like sewing and quilting and stitching has been very healing to me. It's meditative, it's calming and relaxing. All the things that I think church can be for others. And I oftentimes find myself thinking about people and praying during the craft. The repetitive stitching gives you a lot of time to think. And I love that. And the other thing is that I'm sort of obsessed with quilting and stitching, so it's almost like a religion to me. Additionally, I am a ordained minister, so I am technically Reverend Christa, and I did that just so that I could officiate weddings for friends and family. And I've done 3, and I have another on the way yet this year. And I've really enjoyed being involved in joining together 2 people for the rest of their lives. I love love, and I love to make sure that God is there for them in that wedding ceremony in such a special time. So I'm happy that I can be the trusted one in their lives to bring that to them. So all of those things kind of combined together brought me to the idea of Quilt Church. You can see my logo over here that I've cross-stitched. Has a big church on it that reminds me of so many beautiful churches in our area. And there is a heart on the door, and that just represents that everyone is welcome here. So I hope that you feel welcome at Quilt Church. I hope you are excited to see what I've been quilting and stitching, and I cannot wait to share that with you. I have just gotten so inspired by other YouTube videos of people quilting and stitching. I so enjoy watching people and seeing their progress and getting inspired by what they're working on. And I thought if I get inspired by others, then maybe someone out there might like to watch what I'm up to and get inspired by me as well. So a little about me. I am an accountant by trade. I work with farm families in Central Illinois, and I do bookkeeping and accounting services and tax services for them. And I've noticed out there lots of people who are in finance, like numbers and accountants and tax preparers, really love to quilt and stitch. And I'm sure it's because we don't get to be super creative in our actual day-to-day jobs. And so this is a wonderful creative outlet. It's relaxing. Our job can be very stressful at times to quilt and stitch, as well as still like leaning into the numbers. You know, we like numbers and counting and that kind of thing. And so there's a lot of that in quilting and stitching. We're definitely going to focus on quilting, but like I said, in the last year or so, I've jumped into cross stitch, and so you're going to see some of that here too, along with who knows what else. I'm a major crafter, so you never know what I'll show on here. There could be lots of different types of crafts that I end up showing on here. I will tell you, I have bought some yarn recently. because I have been influenced by a few of you YouTubers out there in the FlossTube world. Charles. Charlie, and please no. I recently bought some yarn, and I've been totally influenced by other YouTubers out there that are also quilting, sewing, cross-stitching, and knitting or crocheting. That's not something I've done, and so I bought some really pretty yarn, and I'm hoping that will inspire me at some point to do that. Maybe that's more of a winter project when we spend a lot more time indoors. So that's about me and Quilt Church. The name of my business, the name of my YouTube channel. Really excited to join the community of FlossTube and QuiltTube. I'm very excited to share what I've been working on. I also feel like this is going to be a good opportunity for me to kind of be accountable to try to get some projects done. I don't know if that really works by recording, but I'm hoping that helps me a little bit to motivate me to finish some projects. I'm constantly making baby quilts. We're in the time of our lives where all of our friends and family are having children, and every kid gets a baby quilt from Aunt Christa. And so I've got one here to show you. I actually don't know who it's going to. I have 6 to make this year, and I've just started kind of making out of my stash. And so we'll see who's born first and whether they have a boy or a girl to determine who's going to get what quilts. So I think I'll start with quilts. I've got 2 to show you today, along with kind of a little project. And then we'll move on to some cross stitch. And finally, I want to show you the quilted project bags that I make and I sell on Etsy. So let's start with what's behind me. This is a variation of a free pattern from Riley Blake Designs. It's called Heart to Sew. And it looks like this. It's just on their website. If you go to Riley Blake's website, they have tons of free patterns. And so I used their pattern here to do just a small section. So I just did 4 of the blocks of these spool blocks. And I did them in my business colors. So on brand, of course, and you'll see that a lot of that for me. I am wearing pink today. I do love pink and red and turquoise. Those are some of my favorite colors. And so the background is one of Lori Holt's basics with a little red crosshatch. And then just did 4 of those spool blocks. Did the same finishing as far as the sashing in the center of the pattern. And then just did a white border all the way around and quilted and bound that. The quilting, we do all ourselves. My mom owns, my mom Sue, Mama Sue. You will see her featured on YouTube a few times here and there. She has a long arm machine. It's a very old Tin Lizzie, and we have limped her along. Tin Lizzie is a quilting brand, a long arm brand that is no longer in business, but we take care of her very well, and she does a great job stitching for us. So I quilted that myself on our long arm machine, and just wanted something in the background for our initial YouTube here that was on brand for Quilt Church. So again, you'll see me do that a lot, I'm guessing. And then on this side, I have a cross stitch pattern, and I'm just going to bring you a little closer so that you can see that in a little bit more detail. So there is my cross stitch. So those are 2 little projects that I did in preparation for my first YouTube video here. Okay, so other quilting projects that I've worked on, and I'm just going to hold them up so you probably won't see my face much, or I'll show them kind of to the side. This is all out of flannels, and it's a jelly roll and some fat quarter pattern pieces that I picked up just at Joann's years ago. And like I said, I'm trying to use up my stash a little bit. So I just did some big squares of strips of that jelly roll and just squared them up, and then I ended up putting it on point. So it's a basic quilt, but because it's on point, it gives it a little bit of detail. So it's kind of cute. So the backing is just something that we picked up at Walmart. All flannels, which I think is going to be so dang cozy. And then I don't know if you'll be able to see any of the quilting on here. What is it? Kind of a swirly pattern with stars. I don't think you'll be able to see any of that on here. But it is quilted up nice. And then of course I had to put my tag on the back. It just says handmade by Christa Robertson, and on the back it says use, abuse, love, cold wash, tumble dry on low, snuggle up. I love that. And I bought those on Etsy, and they were pretty affordable, and just sent me out a whole bunch. I would really like to learn how to make these. And I did give that a try the other day and it just didn't turn out quite the same. I'm missing some step in that. If you know how to make these, if you have a YouTube channel video or something on how to print your own little tags, post that link in the description, or post that link in the comments below. That'd be really interesting to see. So that's one. And then I did have some leftover fabrics of that. Excuse me. And so I just made a bunch of like burp cloths and little small pieces. So I didn't quilt these. I just stitched together some scraps and then right sides together, stitched on the backing, turned it inside out, and then did a really small stitch on the edge just to finish it. So this is just like a burp cloth size. And then this one's a little bit bigger. I mean, still could definitely be like burp cloth, whatever. But I noticed especially little babies, when they're like in the stroller, if we're going for a walk outside, you don't want like the whole canopy closed because they don't get enough air in there. But you also don't want their little legs out in the sun. And so this is a nice little size that you just lay over their laps. There's a couple different ones there. And it's just all of scraps. Whatever I had left, just trying to use up scraps. And then this one's just slightly bigger. But same idea. And honestly, you fold that in half, still a burp cloth. I mean, I feel like you can't have enough of these, right? So there you go. Okay. I'm playing with the lighting. I think this is better. We're gonna get that figured out. I felt like a little dark there for a minute, so. And I think it's because the sun just went behind a cloud because I got all windows on the other side of here. So that's one. We showed you this one. These ones this one is finished. It's just a wall hanging. We went to an estate sale that advertised, like a garage sale basically, that advertised quilting fabrics and other crafts. And so I picked up this pattern, or this panel, that's just kind of Christmassy. And I just quilted it and bound it and put a little sleeve on the back. So there's like a little sleeve right here in the back so that I could hang that up at the office during the holidays. So I thought that was cute and simple. And like those things are nice that we can do really easily because we have that long arm machine. So I'm very thankful that we have one. And then this is another panel I bought at that same sale. It just says give thanks on it. Same idea. I haven't finished this one. I've got to do the sleeve on the back and then get it bound. But I can't decide on what binding to use. So I've got to find something in my stash maybe that has some of these kind of fall colors in it to do. But the pumpkins at the bottom are so cute. Really cute. So I think this will be nice hanging up. And our busiest time at work is November, December, January, February, March, April. So I only really have to think about wall hangings for those seasons. So I've got kind of a fall one and I've got a Christmassy one or holiday one. And so I need to think about maybe like a winter, maybe St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, something like that. So we'll work through those. So there's that. And then the last quilt I want to show today, I may end up hanging up behind me, I think in the future as kind of a backdrop. And honestly, you'll get a better picture of that. This is a really cute quilt. This is the bottom corner. And I'll pop up some full pictures of that so you can see like actually what it looks like. And then I'll also put in the description box below what the pattern is because it's really cute. It's just squares and it's about the layout. And then what I love is the fancy border that's on it. As you can see, it's kind of a stripe, but then it has these little blocks, smaller blocks in the corner for the border of it. I find that's really cute. And I love the quilting on this one. I think you can kind of see that. I think it's called Maggie's Rose. That's one of our favorites. It's a good one. So those are some things I have made lately. I have lots of things in progress or starting out, and I'll show those to you kind of as we go along and as I finish them. And it will be heavy on baby quilts. So if you are interested in seeing what I'm doing for baby quilts, this is your place. Okay, so let's look at some cross stitch. I just had to run and grab a few things because I didn't have all the details in front of me of all this. So some of the first things I started on cross stitching, and I mentioned I have some dogs. There's just little flake of dog hair everywhere every once in a while. So this one is called Love Mug. I modified a free pattern I found online. And when I first started cross stitching, I wasn't sure I was gonna like it. So I just bought some regular 14 count Aida at Joann's and had floss in my stash because I'm an old school friendship bracelet maker from the 90s and still had some of that because we don't get rid of anything. So this is just a little variation of a free pattern I found online. Finished that into a pillow with some red scraps that we had. And it just turned out so cute. And then I just leaned right in to the Valentine's stuff at that time. So I've got this little heart that says love on it. Also, oh, this is from Salt and Pepper Stitching, and I found it free on Instagram. Again, I wasn't sure I wanted to invest too much when I first started stitching. So I was looking for some quick and easy free patterns to see if I liked it. And guess what? I did. Loved it. So cute little pattern there for Valentine's Day. Again, another size pillow. Then I did Be My Valentine, which is by Lizzie Kate on her blog. And I found that on Pinterest. It linked me to her blog, and again, another free pattern that she was sharing. Look how cute with the little roses and the love note. Be My Valentine. And this one I added a little trim too. So isn't that cute? Nice little backing. So I was having a lot of fun. And then the last one, I'm consulting my notebook. I should show this to you guys. I'm consulting a notebook that I have here that I put the date on. And I try to put everything that I have. So 14 count Aida and antique white is what I stitched all of these on. All DMC flosses, just stuff that I had. A couple of unknowns, like the gray and the green on this one. I have no idea what they were. So if you're interested in a specific color, let me know. I've hopefully got it written down. This one was called Made with Love, and that was Fat Quarter Shop's free Valentine's Day cross stitch pattern. They always release a Valentine's Day cross stitch, again on 14 count Aida antique white, using DMC 3804, DMC 321, and DMC Blanc for the white. So it turned out so cute. And again, just some little fun fabric there on the pillows. And then I have them displayed. Let me get them kind of set up in here. Just kind of displayed in one of these little bowls on my desk. They're just so cute. So there you go. So that's how I started. Man, I've done quite a bit since then. So the next one that I started on is called Square Dance, and it is by Heart and Hand. And the dogs are running around. I'm sorry for the noise. It's by Heart and Hand. Here, January. Let me get these in order. Here we go. Called Square Dance. And Kimberly Jolly is doing this one too from Fat Quarter Shop. And she started after me, so I think she's copying me. Kimberly, are you copying me? Do you think she'll ever watch this video? I just love her. Anyway, this is Heart and Hand. There is just a little square cross stitch for each month, along with like a little theme around it, which is so cute. So I'll just flip through these so you can see the different months. They're just darn cute. And so I've made it through July. So let me get those. So here's January. And February. And I just finished these on that mounting board. And I did just hot glue on behind, so unfinished on the back, and a little washer there. And I'll show you how I have them displayed here in a minute. Here's March, the little birds. I love this one, April with the carrots. I also love it because April is my birth month, and I love spring. So the carrots are cute. And then May with all the Mayflowers. And then here's June, which I have displayed the way I do display them. And it's just a little like cutting board with a easel on the back. Just have like a little beaded hangy deal. I did buy this at Hobby Lobby. It was $5.49, and I will get that close so you guys can see the number if you're looking for it. I don't know when I got this though, a while ago. And so I'm sure it said something on it before. I covered another piece of that mounting board in this little tan gingham, and then put a magnet on the back with the washers on here, and they just clip and magnet on there, and you can kind of center them up. And they look cute. And then you can change them out for each month. That's not centered. There you go. So I love that. So I am through July. It's my last one. So I need to get stitching because we're coming up on July here, and I will need to have August ready. So I like the fish on this one too. So that was kind of a big project. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is these do come with the little buttons on them. The pattern actually comes with them. So like, I can show you this without showing you the pattern. Like inside, there's just a little baggie with all the buttons you need for those 3 patterns. And I did buy this as a full kit from Fat Quarter Shop with all of the flosses. This is gonna be a mess, guys. With all the called for flosses, most of which are Classic Colorworks. What a mess these are. But really pretty colors. And then several Weeks Dye Works as well. And I must have another ring in here that's all kitted up. This must have been the kit for July. I try to just put like all of the floss that I need for that month that I'm working on one ring, and then have a ring for all the Classic Colorworks, and then a ring for Weeks Dye Works. And I am using just these little floss biddies from Fat Quarter Shop. And I find that to be very helpful. I do put the little paper on the front, so I know what they are, but it seems to work really well. And I have all of those in this project bag. It's just the one that I started with, so I'll put all of those things back in there, and then it's in one spot. Good. So the next one that I stitched was called Be Mine Home, and it's by Primrose Cottage, and I put this also on 14 count Aida antique white, and I just used my Stash GMC flosses, and then I did customize it. There's glass on here, so there's a little glare. I did customize it to put my husband and my initials on it, and then the year 2024. I just think that's really cute. It looks like it's kind of slipping in there. I might need to actually mount that. I just stuck it in this frame. I found this antique frame. So anyway, awfully cute. So the next one I'm working on, I finished here, was called Farm Life. And it's just a cow, a pig, and a sheep butt, which is so cute. That one is this pattern right here. It's by It's So Emma, which is the publishing company for Fat Quarter Shop. And it's cute. I've got to finish it. Unfinished. So that one's cute. I then started working on Farm Fresh Eggs by Stitching with the Housewives. And this is one of my project bags. And I'll show you a bunch more here in a minute. But this is one that I made. They are quilted on the back piece, and they are quilted with foam inside there. So a little heavier duty, and they stand up a little bit nicer than just batting. I put a zipper in with a header. These are vinyl front. And then I do sew on the binding on the front and hand stitch that on the back. So they are really nicely finished. And then the last thing I do is put in this little grommet and a little handle on it, so they're easy to carry around with you if you need to. These project bags have so many uses beyond cross stitch, but that's what I'm using mine for. So this is a mess in here. Look at all that thread in there. That should be cleaned up a little bit. So I am working on Farm Fresh Eggs. That is this one right here by Stitching with the Housewives. I bought that online on their Etsy shop and just printed it on cardstock, so it would be nice. And here it is. I've gotten kind of far. I've got basically just the white body of the chicken to do. And there's quite a bit of that. And again, I don't love fill-in, so I took a break from that for a moment, but it's really very cute. And then the other one that I have kitted up in here, because they use essentially the same colors, is Bless This Farm, another one by Stitching with the Housewives. So I haven't started it yet, but very similar colors. And I am stitching all of that on 28 count black even weave. I don't think I love black. I find it very hard to see the holes for stitching. I don't know, I've had a hard time with this one. It's just a new thing for me. So I guess it's been fun to try something new. I'm not sure I'll do a ton of stitching on black. Maybe I'll get better at it. Maybe I'll get better at it. So that's that. And I have used some of the called for DMC conversions, but I also just kind of converted myself on those too. Basically just trying to use what I have already in my stash. And I had mentioned before, I have just a stash of DMC floss from years ago. And then I've also inherited some, like we've had some wonderful crafty women in our community pass away. And I'm one of the only young people that is still doing a lot of these crafts in our area. And my friends and family know that. And so they say, do you want to come over and make use of any of this? So it's been a blessing and so nice of them to share those supplies with me. So I end up with wonderful stash building supplies from those ladies. And I hope that they are happy knowing that that stuff is still going to good use and still being used to create beautiful things. Okay, I'm gonna do just a quick parade of my project bags that I have in stock right now. You will have to check my Etsy shop to see what I have available. Every one of these is 100% homemade and unique. I don't do duplicates, so if you see something here that you like, go check it out right away because it may or may not be available. Somebody might have beat you to it. Like I said, most of these are made with foam interfacing, so they are heavy duty and sturdy. They all have a zipper, a grommet, and a handle on them. Some of them are out of like Lori Holt's panels to make bags. Some of them have like the double zipper. They all have cute fabric inside and on the back. So I'm just gonna do a quick parade here. Some of them have just like a single white zipper on them as well. I have a lot of those. This one has cute stuff inside. And there's many sizes. So the size that I'm showing you right now is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 by 8 or so, so they're smaller. This would be good if you have a larger bag, a larger project that you're working on, and you want to put just like all your floss in one of these, along with your scissors and your needles or something like that, and your clips. But these won't fit a full pattern very easily. So a lot of these here that I'm showing you right now are Lori Holt from her panels. And look at that fabric, it's just so cute. And again, 100% handmade. All of them are unique and different. Even if I use the same Lori Holt pattern twice, I did end up finishing them slightly different with a different handle, that kind of thing typically. So cute. So those are all the small ones. And then the next size that I have here, I should just get a tape measure out and size these. These ones are larger, so they will fit like an 8 by 10 project. These do have vinyl front. You can see the shininess of them, and I'll try to like turn them so you can see what it looks like on the back. This is all one brand. It was a panel, and I do enjoy that because they just have cute little sayings on them and the coordinating fabrics. Those are awfully cute. And then this one, I don't recall the line of this one, like what that line was called. Somebody can put that in the comments for me. And then this is Sherry and Chelsea from A Quilting Life panel. And then I have used some of their coordinating fabrics and also some Pioneer Woman for the backing. So I have like a lot of yardage of that. You should see the quilting on this. I don't know if you can see, it's little cherries, awfully cute. This says Be of Good Cheer. I have been in project bag making mode for like quite a while, and it has been so fun. Every night I sit down and do like a little bit of them, so I do them kind of in batches. So that's been fun. I do have one Americana bag left. This one's a large one. You can tell how wide it is. And it is vinyl front and has a cow and a sheep and a goat on it, American flag. Nice big zipper on it. This one is a big plastic zipper, so like nice and heavy duty. But this one is made, you can tell, like it's kind of floppy. This one's made with just batting in the back, which could be to your taste. They're lighter weight for sure. Let's see. Oh, I lied, I have one more of this. This one's a little bit shorter, so not quite as wide, but also a little farm Americana themed. And the stitching on the back is swirly stars. And then I have 3 of these. They are all breast cancer awareness and that kind of thing. So believe there is hope for a cure on this one. It's vinyl fronted, has a nice handle, a nice pink zipper with a little loop, just pink on the back. This one just says hope on it with the breast cancer awareness ribbon. You can kind of see the stitching on there. That's cute. And then this one says strength. Okay, and then the last stack is more Lori Holt panel bags. So they are not vinyl front bags. So they are not vinyl front. They are quilted and stitched on both sides. Nice and heavy duty, all with the foam interfacing and nice zippers on them. And these are bigger, so these would easily fit your 8x10 or your 8x8 Q-snap, as well as your patterns and all your floss and supplies. So these are bigger ones. And one of those smaller ones would fit inside of here too. So if you wanted to put all of like your small supplies in a little smaller bag, they would fit in there too. Look how cute this one is. One of my favorites. Somebody go buy this one. Very cute. If you're interested in pricing, it is dependent on the size of them. So you can go check those out on my Etsy shop. It's just etsy.com/quiltchurch. All one word. Look at this one, has a little bee on the back. So dang cute. Okay. That's my parade of quilting, of quilted cross stitch and or project bags. I have seen little girls put their toys in these. I've seen people put their makeup in them or their hair supplies. They're just wonderful. If you are like a big tote bag carrier, these are nice, especially like the smaller size, just to put a few things in them. Think about like phone chargers or office supplies or something like that. All kinds of ideas. Kids need them for their toys in the car, so they're not going everywhere. Lots of wonderful uses for those. So go check them out on my Etsy shop. That's all I have for today. Look forward to sharing more of my quilting and stitching journey with you as we continue on. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my very first episode of Quilt Church. I hope you'll join us again soon. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and are looking forward to more projects that I have to share with you, like this video, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe, the little bell, so you don't miss the next episode. I hope to see you guys soon, and thank you so much for all of your support. Happy stitching, everyone.